let's compare the deeper to my Helix 7 for kayak fishing. There are a couple things that I think the deeper has the advantage on the way I fish in a kayak. I fish in inshore water, usually fairly shallow, maybe 4 to 5 feet deep, and instead of being able to leverage the side imaging on the Helix, I like being able to throw the deeper up against the marsh line and have it drift with the tide. Because I found that in that shallow water, if I paddle up to allow the side imaging to work, I'm gonna spook the fish. With the deeper, I can fling it up there and it can float back, and no fish is any wiser about my presence. I can use this when I'm walking on the shore. I've been fishing here on Mason Inlet, and I've worked my way from the top down to here. So I worked my way starting way up there all the way down through this channel as I look for the fish. And I found them right out in here. Now finding them is different from catching them, but I found them and now I can fish for them. The other thing that I think the deeper has over the Helix is the weight. That Helix weighs a lot, as you can see right here. What do you really need when you're kayak fishing inshore? Here's my Helix 7 from Humminbird, and it's got the heavy battery, the control head, the transducer, and I had to pay extra for the ram mounts to be able to mount it to a utility track on my kayak. So look at all that versus the simplicity of the deeper. It's basically just this rod to attach it to a utility track, and then the deeper unit itself that only weighs 3 ounces. Let's see what the weight difference is between these two rigs. 10.5 pounds for all this stuff. And it only goes up from there if you use a heavier, more capable battery than what I've got right here, which is good for about 7 hours of fishing on the Helix 7. And we know the deeper only weighs 3 ounces. Quite a difference. The other advantage the deeper has is the amount of space, or the lack of space, that it takes up on your kayak. As you can see right here, it basically just hangs over the side of your kayak and runs right along. My Helix 7 is a bulky head unit, a bulky battery, and that transducer sits down below the water line, below the level of my boat, and that creates drag that the deeper doesn't do. Helix 7 active, and I've got the deeper right now in boat mode. And what I want to do is compare the readings that I'm getting out of the deeper to the Helix. And right now they're tracking pretty good. Humminbird says the water temperature is 80.5. Deeper says it's 82, so that's close enough for government work. Showing 7.9 feet, and this is showing 8.3. So it could be the variation in where the transducer is versus the deeper, but that's all pretty slick. It's easy to switch from boat mode to casting mode. Unscrew it, move the knob from boat mode to casting mode, and then just give it a big fling and you're in business. Well, I drifted the deeper down this channel right here, had a fish marker, and now I've got a nice red on. I picked him up in the channel right where the deeper gave me a fish ID ping. Nice redfish. Circle hook right in the corner of the mouth. This is all right. I'm gonna let this guy go. I used to have a Piranha Mox, as you can see right here. And the issue with it is I couldn't paddle and have the thing operate. It vibrates in the mount to the extent that it not only creates noise, but you get a bad reading. So for me, the optimum fish finder for my kayak is this deeper unit. It's light, it's compact, it's maneuverable, I can throw it, and on a day like today, where I'm fishing in an inlet or on the surf, I can still throw it out and have it useful, as opposed to sitting on the shelf back in the garage like my Helix is right now.